So Libra, this month you have Mars, the planet of action and motivation, moving into your sign. And it moves in on the 6th of August and stays there until September 1st. Now, this isn't the best position for Mars. It doesn't do as well in your sign because it's considered its detriment. And Mars likes to do it on their own. They like to go for it. They are very independent, ruling the sign Aries and the original ruler of the sign Scorpio. So when you have Mars in Libra, Libra's all about collaborating, cooperating, relationship sign. And so Mars is going to kind of have to suffer through this placement for a little while. So with Mars in Libra, make sure that you are considering collaborations, that you are working to cooperate, which, you're good at, but it could get a little edgy with Mars there, okay? Work on manners, make sure you share credit, and this will be going on through September 21st. Now, your ruler, Venus, changes signs this month. So it's going to be in Cancer until the end of the month. Then it moves into the fiery sign of Leo. Venus in Leo is considered the golden Venus, so it's really beautiful placement. And Leo makes a style to you, which is a really positive aspect. So the beginning of the month in Cancer, which is a cardinal sign, you're a cardinal sign, Libra, so there is a square there, which isn't as harmonious, right? There's like 90-degree angle going on. But then as you move towards the end of the month, there's a lot more harmonious energy for you, okay? Now, first thing that comes to mind when I see that is like Mars is action and Cancer's the home and Cancer is the kitchen. And so I was kind of seeing something there about if you have like renovation plans or something home related, this could be a good time for that, but make sure that you're cooperating properly, cooperating with your contractor, all the details, sharing the credit. And, you do have a trine, a positive aspect with Pluto, and that's going to last a very long time as Pluto is in the air sign of Aquarius. You're trining that because you're an air sign, Libra. And Pluto to me is construction. So there could be a lot of construction or demolition or changes in the home. And even though we're in a Mercury retrograde for most of the month, you can do, or at least half of the month, and then we're in its shadow period. You can do planning. You can do, you can be out there pricing things and looking at things. And then later in the month, especially by the time Venus moves into Leo, you'll have more harmonious energy. So good month for that kind of stuff for you, Libra. Now, you have Saturn, the planet of restriction and hardship, and the planet that brings us long-term success as we kind of almost suffer through it. And Neptune, the great healer, the planet of illusion and delusion, those planets are still opposite you. And they've kind of been doing this back and forth, going into Pisces and coming back into Aries. So this is your last month of Saturn being opposite to you. Then it'll move into the late degrees of Pisces, which for some of you Libras, that still will be opposite to you. But at least it'll be moving out of the sign across from you. And then Neptune will move back into Pisces in October. So you'll get a little break from this for a few months, then they'll come back next year and they'll stay in Aries, be opposite from you for a while. Okay, Saturn about 2.5 years, and I think Neptune's 14 years. So you could have, there could be some changes. You may have some changes. It keeps going back to home to me, like Saturn rules foundations. So you might be considering home changes, maybe some construction, or maybe you're thinking about a new purchase of a home. Also, Neptune brings in a lot of creativity, energy. So you may be feeling this back and forth, and that's okay. That's what's happening in Libra. You're good at trying to find the balance. Now, you have a trine with Uranus, the oh wow planet, until 2033. So you've got this like, wow, anything can happen. Envision it being good things. It's in a positive aspect to you. and then the trine of Pluto that will last 19 more years. So you've got some heavy hitter planets making positive aspects to you. Now, the Aquarius full moon happens on the 9th of the month, and Aquarius is an air sign also, just like you. So this full moon, you'll have a trine, another positive aspect with it. And, you know, I was talking about the full moon in the month ahead. And if you haven't listened to the August month ahead, make sure you go over and listen to that. But on the 9th of August at 3:55 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll have this 16-degree Aquarius full moon that, like I said, will be harmonious to you. It's a great time for insights. It's a great time for therapy or life coaching because you can have a lot of breakthroughs. You can see a bird's eye view of yourself, and you can embrace your uniqueness, okay? So I think this is a really beautiful full moon for you. All right, now the moon itself will be in your sign of Libra on Monday, August 25th at 10:08 a.m. Eastern Standard Time until Wednesday, the 27th at 9:27 p.m. So those should be power times for you. Take note of how you feel when the moon is in your sign, okay? I often find that I feel much more like myself. All right, let's start with rolling some Astro dice here and see what themes we have for you this month. And we rolled Uranus in the sign of Capricorn in the 10th house, which is Capricorn's house. Okay, it kind of keeps repeating to me this construction thing, or this, like, maybe you suddenly realize that this isn't the home you want to be in, or maybe you realize this isn't the job that you want to be in, or maybe an offer comes in from out of the blue that something's changing, because you got a lot of Capricorn energy. And Capricorn does rule your career, your long-term success, your reputation, your legacy. And you've got this lightning bolt of Uranus that rules the sign Aquarius. And so there could be insights. And we already were talking about the Aquarius full moon. So interesting themes about change or new ideas and things that are long-term, like career and the home that you're living in. Okay. All right, let's move these to the side. Nope. Just knock that one over. Okay. And let's pull some cards for you. So I'm working with a couple different decks here. Haven't looked at any of these yet. This one's jumping out for you. This is the Cozy Witch Tarot. I'm taking one here from the Tarot of the Witch's Garden by Sasha Graham, a nice favorite one of mine. One on the table from the Touchstone Tarot. Oh, it looks like we're going to get two from the Touchstone Tarot. And I have a nice oracle for you from the Wild Whiskers. And we're going to put a couple here out of this tea leaf fortune cards. They're kind of fun. Let's get a couple of those on the table for you here, Libra. And I have not looked at any of these cards yet. This is a live reading. Let's see what you need to know here. This is just general themes. Your first card is the Nine of Swords. And it says, we all get a bit carried away with our worries sometimes. And so we see the clock at 3:02, I believe that is. Is that 3:02? That is 3 a.m. 3 a.m. So there's all these swords on the wall. These swords are all thoughts. All the thoughts of all the things that could happen. Most of the things won't happen, but we can definitely be worried about it. This is often called the insomnia card. Now it's number 9. We know 2025 equals 9 in numerology. So we are ending a 9-year cycle here. So things get heightened in these 9 years. We will go into a fresh cycle in 2026. So we've got the insomnia card showing up, making sure that we're tending to this. Now, there was a lot of energy when, let's see, I was talking about Virgo energy because we're going to have that Virgo new moon in August, and I was talking a lot about like taking care of your well-being and how like a lot of people, you know, anxiety used to be something that like just certain people suffered with. A lot of times it was us sensitive people, but now it's like very commonplace. A lot of people suffer from anxiety. There's so much stimulation. There's so much going on. So this is a good month, especially towards the end of the month. Once the Virgo new moon is happening, when the sun moves into Virgo, as a lot of the planets start making their way into Virgo. It's a good time to really make a safe haven, make a way so that you can feel safe when you go into this bedroom, when you want to get the rest and recharge. And so be open to new alternatives, okay? We have a lot of herbal alternatives. If you're ever in Kent, Connecticut, you can stop in our shop, and our online store will be coming someday soon. All right, let's see what else we've got. You've got the Magician here, and it's great to see the Magician, especially this female version from the Witch's Garden. The Magician, to me, I mean, you know, when my family and I pick cards in the morning, everybody wants to get the Magician, because the Magician is the alchemist of the tarot deck, and it shows that anything and everything is possible, that you can manifest this. And with the Nine of Swords next to it, interesting how it goes from a 9 to 1, just like 2025 to 2026 will. But you can choose which thought you want to put the energy on and manifest it. And you don't want to manifest negative energy. So you have to be very careful where you're putting your thoughts here, because you can make it a reality. From the Touchstone Tarot, I'm just going to cover this up because I know YouTube doesn't like these kind of photos, but we've got the Star here, and we see a woman who's been purged. This is a card of your hopes and your dreams. This is an Aquarius card. This is when some of, you may have been through hard times. I'm just going to flip this that way. You may have been through some hard times, but the Star comes in and tells us there's hope and there's healing. And so you got two major arcanas here. One, which I consider a Scorpio card, although some people call the Magician a Gemini card. And then you have the Aquarius card of the Star. So if you want to call this Gemini, these are two air cards, and you are an air sign. These are trining you. And so you have to pick and choose where you're going to give your energy and let this Star card come in and purge the worries and the scary stuff that we can let overtake us. See what the next card is. We have the Eight of Swords. Makes perfect sense to me, because this is a card of worrying or feeling stuck when really you're free. So there's a lot of air energy in this reading. So we have to go extra out of our way to stay grounded. See what your oracle is. It says, sensitive sloth, tranquility, tolerance, diplomacy, peaceful spirit of the trees, teach me stillness in the winds of change. Almost feels like the Hanged Man here, the way he's hanging upside down. And it's saying, the trees to teach you stillness, keep you grounded, all right? So it's really important. Nature plays a really important role in taking care of yourself right now, getting grounded, walking outside barefoot. Talking about in the month ahead. If you haven't listened, please head over and listen to the August month ahead. Talking about, I was trying out the grounding sheets for the store, trying to see if they work, and honestly, I feel it pretty immediately. Very calming, okay? So looking for ways for you to calm. Let's see what we've got here. Clouds, temporary problems. Purse, pay attention to your finances. And crib, birth or conception of a child or enterprise. Okay, so temporary problems, clouds. And okay, so we know this too shall pass. We kind of see that already with the Nine of Swords. Pay attention to your finances. I mean, you are ruled by Venus, and Venus does rule your wallet. Venus is changing signs this month, and it's going from the emotional sign of Cancer, right, where we can do a lot of emotional spending. And it's going to move into Leo, which when a Leo's in balance, they can be very, they want stuff. And so you want to watch your spending this month. Now, the crib, birth or conception of a child or enterprise. That's kind of exciting. So it's kind of like focusing your finances into the right direction, because babies cost money. And new projects cost money. And so it looks like there's some forward moving energy here for you, which is a good thing to see. All right. So this is your overall reading. Let's go into a little bit more specific. Let's pull a few cards in general for your career, because we did see a lot coming up with Uranus, Capricorn, 10th house on the dice. And, Uranus can be things out of the blue. So you want to make sure that you do have your emergency fund ready. so that if something happened, if you were out of work for a while, if there was some changes, that you're able to get through it. Okay, let's pull a couple here, see what the new stuff is, because I hope that it's just a new project emerging here. Let's see what we've got. Your first card is the King of Wands. Shine your inner candlelight bright enough for others to follow. So you've got a Fire King. I like it's a woman version here. You've got fire energy. Kings go after what they want. This is in your business position. This is a good thing to have. You've got the Four of Swords. Why aren't you resting? Okay, there's mountains in the background, which I often see as challenges. So we've got like kind of go energy with the King, but then we've got this asking you if you're getting enough rest. And the Four of Swords, more air energy coming in. Let's see what the other one is. And then the Eight of Swords shows up again. This is the second time you've had it. Here it is over here in your general reading. So there's a lot here about getting caught in the loop of thinking you're stuck, and really what it's asking you to do is get some rest, because the insomnia card is what we started with. So there's some exciting things with the King of Wands in the business sector, but if you're overtired, all you're going to feel is stressed out. Okay, so let's see what some of the remedies here are for that other than just resting. I've got the bird perched. It says waiting for news, package, or letter. Okay, he's perched. And the butterfly, a change for the better. Okay, so it does indicate that there will be some news coming in that is for the better. So you've got to calm yourself and ground yourself so that you are ready to move forward when that arrives. Now, let's go into your love life. Let's see what we need to know in your love, in your relationships, in all of those kind of softer matters, okay, or Venus matters, and you are such a Venus sign. Let's see what we need to know, what Libra needs to know here in the love department. So we have the Ten of Wands showing up, and so she's got all these wands. She's carrying a baby. She's got a fox down below. Looks like she's got some plans wrapped up in her bag. So there's a lot going on. And you may be caring for a lot of things there. Let's see what else we've got. Page of Cups. Let yourself be continually surprised by this thing called life. Page of Cups is the romantic or early version of a romantic. Someone who enjoys playing. And the Six of Cups, which is a nostalgia card. Okay, so I kind of get that you're carrying the weight of a lot of people. I kind of get, I don't know if you have children or grandchildren, but it definitely feels like you have a lot of responsibility and you're tending to a lot of people. And it's asking you to put down some of the burden and have fun. Maybe that's like, I don't know, I always had a hard time playing with my kids. Like I always felt like I had so much to do that it was really hard to like slow down and play with them. But that's kind of what I'm getting here. Is to, yes, you do all the caretaking of everyone, but where's the play? We've got this tea leaf card that says fair man's, dealing a relationship with a man with blonde, gray, or white hair. And the kite card, vacation. Okay, so I hope that you're in relationship with someone wonderful. It's interesting that this gentleman here, this younger boy here, has the coloring of this fair man. So it could be someone that you've been with a long time. Maybe you've known each other since you were young, or maybe with Uranus showing up as on your dice, an old friend comes to town. It does look, or you go to town, you go to a different town and meet up with somebody because this is a vacation card, and here she was on the beach. All right, so there's people showing up for you. That shows me there's people who love you. They're asking you to slow down for like a well-deserved break. And I know, Libra, that you're always trying to balance everything. You're always trying to be everything for everyone. But It's asking you not to carry everyone's burden. Let's put one more card here. And it's the Wheel of Fortune that wants you to surrender, to know that you're not in control of everything, that everything has its season, and there's only so much control that you have, okay? But this is a travel card, Wheel of Fortune. So I hope that that's something that you get to enjoy right now. All right, now let's pull if there is anything else important that Libra needs to know right now. Is there anything I missed? What does Libra need to know most important before we finish up this reading? And the first card is the King of Swords. Let's put a couple here. Anything else Libra needs to know in this reading for the month of August? The Knight of Cups and the Nine of Wands. Okay, so the first thing that comes up is the King of Swords, which is an air king. You're an air sign, Libra, so this is you. This is a king of big business. It's interesting, it's another fair-skinned, blonde hair man. And so this, if you're single, this could be this person showing up. This is a king of big business, king of communication. So what I keep getting the repeated messages is like, yes, there's a lot of work you could be doing, but you're being asked to relax. The Knight of Cups shows up, and you can see that it's a woman knight. I like that. She's kind of taken off all of her armor. She's getting down to her underclothing and relaxing and enjoying. And the Nine of Wands. It would take a hell of a lot more to defeat you. All right, there's a lot going on with the Nine of Wands. And so please take the time to rest and take care of yourself, especially as the planets move into Virgo, because Virgo is all about health and wellness. It's very important for Libra for you to understand that you need to use the word no more so that you do not get overstimulated and get to the point of insomnia. Savor and enjoy the summer energy. Remember, the planets are going to start making their way to you, right? Before we know it, we're going to be in Libra season. So enjoy this time while there's less intensity on you. And thank you for joining me.